of all, I'm not getting up again. I'm not doing this video anymore. You bugging out right now. Jeez Louise. Go get your bone. Hi guys. It's Sharonda Isadora with Brazen Babe Reviews. And welcome to my channel. Today, you got me out of breath and I can't remember anything. Today I'll be doing 2 book recaps. Those recaps will be on Wonder by Christina C. Jones and True Blue by Dahlia DeWinters. So let's get into this show. Did you find the ball? No, crazy ass dog. You better sit down. Sit. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I'll read the blurbs of these books to you guys. I will show the covers of the books in the screen somewhere in here. I'll start off with Wonder and then I'll flow right into True Blue. So let's get into this blurb for Wonder. This book was published January 22nd of 2019. And this is Wonder. I just wanted to survive. Oh, wait, I think I started off wrong. It all came down to me. The one who followed the rules, never went looking for trouble. I kept to myself. I just wanted to take care of my family, to not constantly look over my shoulder, worried about the things that went bump in the night. I just wanted to survive, but that wasn't meant to be. As luck or fate or something would have it, the trouble found me. I followed a rabbit through the wreckage of a half-ruined world to get back what was mine, and wound up at the end of it, in Wonderland. But there's nothing magical about it. And in parentheses, I'm reading this on Goodreads. She has, while Wonder does feature a central love story, it is not a contemporary romance. So this book was so excellent, but let's get into this story and these characters. I will not give you too much, to give too much of the book away for those who have not read it. Wonder is a dystopian story. It revolves in your two main protagonists of the story is Allie Little and Maddox Hatcher. Allie is a play on Alice from Wonderland, and Maddox is a play on the Mad Hatter from Wonderland. But Christina C. Jones totally flipped the damn script on this story. I'm just like, ma'am, yes, and I was here for the flipping. Like, flip the whole motherfucking table. This is an excellent play on Alice in Wonderland. So you have Allie, she's in this dystopian world. And what you have is pretty much the earth has given up on us, child. The earth said, y'all kept playing with me. I told y'all what's gonna happen if y'all keep playing with me. Y'all ain't treating me right. The earth was pretty much like a scorned lover and fucked shit up, pretty much. Christina C. Jones' world. And child, the world just pretty much collapsed from pretty much like weather related things. So we have like this whole global warming type thing that goes a little bit crazy inside of Wonder, and it leaves the world in a total wreckage. So we have this dystopian future now, and we have this this world that is broken into 3 parts. We have the apex, where the rich and the powerful are. We have the mids, pretty much where your struggle everyday middle class poor people are at, and then you have the boroughs. The boroughs is pretty much a wild wonderland. People roam free, they do what they want to do, but there is some rules and regulations that goes on in the boroughs. And the boroughs is ran, we have a queen of the boroughs, of course. who is Ruby, who is a play on the Red Queen from Wonderland. Ruby, oh my God, we're gonna get into her. But Ruby is queen of the boroughs, and the boroughs are pretty much broken up into divisions by number, and everybody whoever has control over what division, all these people have to report back to Ruby or do what they gotta do, you know, with Ruby to stay, you know, to do what they have to do inside of the boroughs. So what happens is with Allie gets caught up because Allie is a hairdresser. Let's start with that. Allie is a hairdresser. She works in Apex but lives in the Mids. The Mids is pretty much controlled by the Apex. The Apex feeds them propaganda. They keep tight control on them. They ration their food, all sorts of shit. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Allie is just trying to live. She's just trying to get, you know, to survive, take care of herself, her sister, and her grandmother. Her grandmother is ailing. So she's working at this a very expensive beauty parlor or hair salon just to, you know, to get by and do what she has to do. But Allie gets caught up inside of the story and how she meets Maddox and find out what's really going on in the boroughs is that her sister gets in trouble inside of the borough and the boroughs, and Allie has to go and save her. And this is where Allie, you know, when she gets to the boroughs, she thinks it's gonna be like this wild goddamn West going on, you know, everybody running around acting crazy and all that other stuff. But when she gets there, it's totally different from what she was expected, and especially from what they were told in the Mids about the boroughs from the people, you know, from the government and the Apex. So, like I said, I love this whole play on Alice in Wonderland that Christina C. Jones did. But like I said, she flipped the damn script. She just gave us this whole goddamn world. We have like capitalism going on, where you have the rich still being rich and fucking greedy and holding on to their wealth and not, you know, sharing. We have we have these poor people inside of the Mids that are just doing what they gotta do, you know, and they're being controlled as well. And then of course you have the boroughs. The boroughs, we have like this whole revolution type theme going on in the story where the people in the boroughs, you know, they fought for the boroughs. They weren't trying to be the people in the Mids. They didn't want to be controlled or anything like that. So even though the people in the boroughs do have their freedom, but they do have Ruby as their queen, but Ruby has to you know, she has to do her thing with the people in the Apex so that, you know, the people from the Apex don't try to come over and take the boroughs from them. That freedom and these things that they're able to do in the boroughs. She does the negotiation and does what she has to do to keep, you know, herself and her people in the boroughs out of the Apex's control. And again, the Mids is caught in the middle of that. I really love this story. We have very deep and complex characters inside of Wonder. Christina C. Jones give us just like this, man, I was just like blown away when I finished this damn story. I was just like, what the hell? You know, I want to say F, but I'm trying to stop cussing, so God ain't through with me yet, y'all. I'm almost there. But it's like, what the hell in a good way. And then because when, just like Alice in Wonderland, where you have this character that gets lost in this different world and she's trying to like find herself in by asking these questions and going on these adventures and running into these different characters, you have the same thing in Wonder. Allie, because of the propaganda that she was fed from the Apex and the Mids about the boroughs, she has this whole idea of what the boroughs should be, and it's not. And when she gets there, she runs into these different characters and she sees that this freedom that the people in the boroughs have, she's just like, you know, like she has to like confront all these things. She finds out about some information about her parents. So Allie has to face like all these things, you know, about herself, about her sister, about her parents, about their future and what she's going to do about all of that going forward. And, you know, while she's doing all this questioning and finding herself, during this adventure that she has, she meets Maddox Hatcher, and Maddox is an enforcer inside of the burrows. And her, oh my God, Christina C. Jones, woman, where you come up with these characters. I'm telling you, Maddox has got to be the goddamn most sexiest damn male character I have read of yours yet. My God, woman, Lord have mercy. Ooh, he need to be real. He need to be real. Ooh, I was just like, girl. I wanted to be Allie for a little bit, you know. I just want to get lost, like, for real, because that is some sexiness you threw up in that damn book. But you have this butter relationship between Alex and Maddox, and I love the relationship build up, because it's not a romance. Like she said, it's not a romance, but it is a romance because they are developing this relationship between themselves. But I like the whole plan of relationship. It wasn't like a pressure for them to have this romance, because you have Allie that is finding herself on this venture inside of the burrows and things like that. But you have Maddox, who is just like this very loose, free, sexual ass character, and I was just like, man, girl, yes, I love the relationship between them, because it wasn't like, you know how you go inside most romances, like you feel like there's a pressure. I mean, because, you know, a story is being told for these two people to get together and be together and, you know, have this happily ever after. But between Maddox and Allie, because of how this world that they are in goes, you know, it just wasn't, you know, a big deal for them to, like, you know, to be together. But I just love the whole the play of the characters. I love the play of this relationship between Allie and Maddox. And let's talk about goddamn Ruby. Ma'am, yes. Ruby was a very complicated character. You go inside of the story and you're thinking she's going to be like the typical, you know, evil ass woman, but she's not. She's a very complex character, and I'm telling you, by the end of the story, I loved Ruby. You know what I mean? Like, you just like, how do you love, like, you know, she's a bad woman or a bad guy, however you want to put the spiel. You know, she's a bad guy in the story, but she's not. I love the layers to Ruby's character. I love the layers to everyone's character, but I'm telling you, my favorite inside of Wonder was Ruby. She was motherfucking head bitch in charge, and she was not playing. Ruby did not come to play with you guys, y'all. She didn't come to play. Wonder is a wonderful story. I highly suggest you go out and get it, read it. I do believe it's part of Kindle Unlimited, but the story is excellent. Like, this whole just play on Alice in Wonderland, but this different type of play, and the characters, like, you know, Allie and Maddox, the twins from Alice in Wonderland. We have the twins inside of Wonder. It's just like the whole way that she did these play on these characters is just A+, excellent. And I mean, I've always been a huge fan of Christina C. Jones. I think she just has a very excellent way of writing her stories and portraying her characters. And she always gives us just these blackety black ass characters doing these blackety black ass things, ma'am. And I gotta say, for the start of motherfucking Black History, ma'am, you were doing it. Black History Month, yes. This is the perfect story to start off with. I can't gush enough. Go get the story, add it to your TBR pile. You have to read it. It is a wonderfully told story. I love it. And that cover, this, what? Yes. So that is Wonder. That is my thoughts on Wonder. I may have been rambling a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. But that is Wonder by Christina C. Jones. Ma'am, yes, let's move on to the next one, y'all. Okay, so now we're going to go into True Blue by Dahlia DeWinters. This is a romance story. This is a novella. This book was published August 15th of 2018. And let's get into this blurb. Sometimes a goodbye leads to a second chance. Racing ahead of a deadline, singer Ellie Moore makes a stop at her beach house to retrieve a sentimental item when she discovers her estranged husband there. She tries to grab and dash, but the sudden downpour of hard rain makes it impossible to safely leave. Though he doesn't know how he feels about seeing his rock star wife after all this time, the one thing David does know is that she's not driving anywhere in this vicious hurricane until the weather blows over. The two are stuck, forced to confront each other in the hurt lurking below the surface of their marriage. Will the winds of the raging storm blow open the locked doors of their hearts? That is a very beautiful last ending. Oh my God, that sounds almost fucking poetic. Jesus, yes. God ain't through with me yet, sorry. Still gotta cuss. So this is a contemporary romance. So what you have here is what do you call them damn second chance romance here in True Blue. And your two main protagonists, as the blurb states, is Ellie Moore and her husband David. This is a quick read. It's a novella, 9 chapters, 102 pages on the Kindle edition. This is a quick, cute read. I love the story. Like I said, this is a second chance romance between this married couple, because when we go inside of this story, they aren't divorced yet, but they are separated. And on the rise of Ellie's music career, David takes a back seat to that in sort of a way, and he's not jealous of Ellie's rising success, but he does feel a way about her rising success. Does that make sense? So I enjoyed the story. I thought it was cute. They get trapped inside of their home during this storm that they have, and they have to, like, as the blurb said, like, you know, sit there and deal with each other until the storm is over, and they have to confront their feelings about this relationship. Do they want to, you know, do they still want to be together? Are they going to get a divorce? You know, is this all going to work out for them? Ellie and David have to face a lot of things inside of the story. They have to face a lot of hurts inside of the story. The lack of communication between these two during the separation, it was just crazy. They let their past insecurities about one another and about their relationship in general kind of like take a front seat, and this is how, you know, this separation happens, and they're able to you know, and they're not able to, like, communicate and really sit down and talk to one another and, you know, find out what's really going on in their relationship. And then you have outside forces that are basically trying to keep them apart. David's mom and Ellie's manager, you know, they are the people on the outside, you know, helping to pull these two apart. It was a cute quick story. I got frustrated a little bit with Ellie inside of this story. My main question come out of this story was with Ellie was how she was so combative with her estranged husband, or with her husband, how she was so forceful and combative with him when she didn't give that same type of energy to her manager, who was a jerk, and she knew he was a jerk, and she knew there were some very unscrupulous things about this man. So it just made me question, like, did she really want a music career that bad, where she continued to stay in this business relationship with kind of like this dude, because he came off as like a really slimy snake. And I just don't understand how she stayed with it so long. But, you know, as we go further into the story, Ellie is, like I said, both her and David are dealing with insecurities. And I guess, you know, whatever insecurities Ellie had going on, you know, I guess that clouded the way, even though she knew this dude wasn't a good dude underneath it all, you know, I guess it clouded like her judgment and how it, you know, it affected her business decision and things like that. But we do get a happily ever after between David and Ellie. Like I said, it's a really cute story, and I enjoyed it. It's a great quick read for you to go through, you know, over the weekend, or, you know, something like that. I love the story, and it was a real good read. I love Dahlia DeWinters' writing too. She's another author that is able to just you know, give us these different genre type stories and just do it so well. You know what I'm saying? Just give us well-rounded, fully fleshed out characters, and I like that. So for Wonder, I'll be rating that one 5 stars on Goodreads, because it is worthy of a goddamn. If I could give it 10 stars, I would, but I can't. So 5 stars for Wonder by Christina C. Jones. And for True Blue, I'll be rating that one 3 stars on Goodreads. So those are my recaps and thoughts on my books so far. So until the next one, later days, guys. Bye.